Warning, the following video is full of awesome. If you like awesome, you suck.
Hey there, Internet Faithful, it's me, Kevin the Keltarian, aka Nivek Gushans, here with a few new updates for my first post for 2010. That's right, Happy New Year. It's now January the 9th, and I'm 27 years old as of Thursday the 7th. That's 27 years of me being super special awesome. Now, let's go ahead and get started with what my update's really about and what you've all been reading here for. Bayonetta, the newest game for the Xbox 360, which is what I played it on, and of course the PS3, which I've yet to pick up, but trust me, I'll get one soon enough. Here's hoping. It's a awesome game. It's the spiritual sister to the Devil May Cry series. It stars the tall, sumptuous, lazy, sensuous, tug-and-treat cock tease Bayonetta, and she's British. Oh, so very British. Now, she's an Umber Witch, which is one of two factions that protect history, the other being the Lumen Stages, but I'm not going to go really into that too much, because that'd be telling, like, way too much into the story. What I will tell you is that this game is amazingly well made, compared to what a lot of people have been expecting for it, especially since the trailers really don't do too much favor in its, don't do too much good for it, but it's really awesome because anybody can, like, pick it up and play. Not to mention that instead of going for the super serious game that everybody's kind of doing these days, they went more for the how many times can we tease you with uber perviness and etchy awesome, and how many times can we get you in this, they like have to hit pause and go, dude, that's like freaking awesome, let me do that again. Alright, case in point, there's this breakdance move you can do where you're shooting and you're spinning around, and of course, gunchucks. What more do I have to say other than gunchucks? Now, you also not to mention how. Now, another thing that's kind of awesome about this game that I have to point out, because I'd be remiss if I didn't too, it's not really awesome, but it's kind of important, is the fact that this game does have an M for mature rating, right? And it's very well deserved. Alright, the M is for, and let me do them in order here. It's for blood and gore, which any Devil May Cry fan will is well aware of the super over cartoony bloodiness that's like by the gallons, and you really only get them during the Bayonetta's finishers, which are called torture attacks, which are really funny in and of themselves. When you pick up the game, make sure you have your magic bar filled up a bit anytime, so when you run into these creatures called joys, you can do your torture attack on them, because it's like really awesome to see, and it's like extra pervy. It's totally pervy. You also got intense violence, which it's a platformer where you're beating up and shooting angels. I mean, dude, come on. What game these days isn't gonna get a intense violence? You got partial nudity. Now this is one of the few things they kind of like tease you with in the commercials, which is like totally in the game. Oh, another thing, anything and everything you see in the trailers is actually in the game, which is cool. But the partial nudity comes from the fact that Bayonetta's costume is comprised completely out of her hair, though if you ever actually see a good look at it, it looks like it's made out of leather. Trust me, it's not. And when she does her finishers, namely the super boss ending, into the boss fight, super torture attack, demon summons, where it takes all of her hair to do the attacks, which, if her costume is made out of hair, and it takes all of her hair to make the super summon work, guess what happens to her costume? Though, of course, they get away from total nudity. Her costume, there are some swirls of hair that swirl in front of her, about mid waist level, or actually mid hip level, to cover the groin, and about nipple level and over the chest, so you don't get any full frontal nudity. Sorry there, pervy boys and girls, no frontal nudity for you. But you do get to see her nice, shapely, naked ass. And strong language. What can I say? The cutscenes swear harshly at sometimes, but it's always funny because it's perfectly timed for like some humor and suggestive themes. Yeah, well, when not strip teasing you, the cutscenes tease you with some tongue in cheek. Like, oh, are they gonna touch? Are they gonna kiss? What's this swivel the hips here kind of deal? It's totally awesome. Overall, I'm gonna do some ratings here for you as my little final cut up for it before I really run you guys in an earful. Story, I give it about an 8. It's pretty well thought out, and I give it a few extra points for being surprising because, as I said, the trailers really don't give you too much to look forward to. The soundtrack actually give a 10 to. It fits the game like a glove. It's serious. It's got suspense and humor like in all the right moments. It's actually got a couple of cool songs in there like Fly Me to the Moon. A couple variations of that, which actually ties in directly into the story of the game. The in-game graphics get a 7.5. They're beautiful to see. It's this era I didn't really notice anything like cinematic pops or anything in the game. Load times are actually decent for it. However, the camera tends to pull back, so you get to end up looking at the sky more often. You constantly have to adjust so you actually can see the path in front of you, which is really important on times when you have to adjust and then make jumps from platform to platform. Let's see, the cinematics give a 7.9 for me. This is where I was really disappointed about the game. The FMVs that they do use are absolutely gorgeous, but they waste like 85% of the most opportunities to use FMVs. Instead, they use these like still shots, and I'm using quotes next to my head like you can see me, but you really can't. They do instead these still shots where you'll get like some of her hair is blowing in the breeze, or some jewelry will be waving, or some like an engine on a ship will be spinning around or something. But for the most part, it's just a still shot that's being voiced overed. Gameplay, as I said, that's going to get a 10 because it's very intuitive and fun. Anybody can pick it up. You actually can go through the entire game with never having to, or you don't have to get all the additional combos and weapons. Don't highly recommend you do. Alright, so all in all, I give Bayonetta about a 9.7 out of 10 and highly recommend that anybody pick it up because it's just that cool. And once again, folks, this is Kevin the Keltarian, aka Navek Goshens, saying, from me to you, giggity 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 goo. And check me out, as always, on YouTube, /Keltarian, DeviantArt Keltarian, and on fanfiction.net as Navek Goshens.